Hello and welcome to another episode of the Three Dicks on a Bench podcast. Today we are taking a little bit of a back seat from the gem of Marmaduke, and we're going something a little more on the underrated side.
The most unknown. Like, no one heard of this film. Like, it only had like 2 reviews on it, and like most of the people watched it drunk, so they don't even remember it. Like,
The Academy completely snuffed
Yeah.
it. No awards
awards.
at all from the Oscars.
Did it actually not get any?
No, it won Best Picture that year.
and it
Yeah,
was
so
upset.
basically the Oscar goes to
And Pop
Suicide
Design.
Squad.
It's the same thing as Kendrick Lamar with Good Kids in Mad City losing to Malcolm.
Macklemore.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kanye lost. Drake lost. And who else? And Jay-Z lost.
Yeah.
To Malcolm.
Bringing it back to the film, Arek.
Yeah, let's bring that back to the film. So this episode we are focused on. In fact, it's your topic, Adam. So you take it away.
Okay, I'll do a little introduction then. The 2014, the Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson, released in 2014. As previously mentioned, did do rather well the Oscars winning, with picking up Best Picture and Best Prop Design. I think a few nominations for other things. And then had half the budget of Marmaduke.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Oh my fucking god.
did a lot better.
And it's like way much of a better film.
I'm
Also-
not surprised.
Like, how much was
Also,
Marmaduke? Like, compared to...
50 million.
Fucking
Oh my
hell. That's depressing.
And both also feature our good friend and both Wes Anderson's friend. What was it Owen
Owen Wilson.
Smith?
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
Wait, he was in this movie?
Yeah, very minor.
Oh yeah, what's
He's
it?
the connoisseur when they get overtaken by the
Oh
army.
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, everyone's in it as well.
Oh
Good-
yeah, no. This
Let me just say-
cast. Yep, you go.
Let me just say, Marmaduke, 49 million of those dollars went to getting David Williams.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think there were new Ice-T back then.
So I think the fucking cast in this movie is fucking fantastic. You have everyone.
Yeah. What I've learned from Wes Anderson, Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, and many other regularly come back to Wes Anderson films because they enjoy working on them.
Oh, okay, I see.
Like Bill Murray, Will Wilson, and the guy who plays the Inspector.
Yeah.
Ed Norton.
Yeah, they all are in like mostly every Wes Anderson film, and one which is coming up, The French Dispatch.
Nice, nice. This is actually my first Wes Anderson film. So yeah.
Starting off high.
So yeah. You wanna take the floor, Adam? Or do you want us to go first and explain?
You go first. I got
Okay.
quite a few notes just to break
Okay,
it.
right.
I'll go
You wanna
first.
go? Yeah, you go first. You go first.
Alright. Let me just say,
This is very professional. Yeah.
It's fine. Edit it out in post.
I think that
Limbo.
the Grand Budapest Hotel comes back from where Wes Anderson was the director of like 2 or 3 stop motion films. He did Fantastic Mr. Fox and The Isle of Dogs.
Yeah.
That came out after.
Oh,
That
that
came
did?
out after. Yeah.
Yeah. Which one? Mr. Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I think both.
Isle of Dogs
Oh, The Isle of
came out after.
Oh no, wait. Okay.
Basic-
no.
Mr. Fantastic.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay, whatever. Was changed
Foxman.
changed the way improved, made him to think about his style even more, about the movement of the camera and where the characters stand, which is taken from that movie and made it better in this one, which you can see the cinematography from, which is like one of the best parts of this film, as with everything else.
Oh,
The way the
definitely.
camera moves, the way of the
Definitely.
framing, the colors are amazing. How the camera, like for example, the camera resolution changes between the time periods.
I've seen that. I noticed that. That was like. That's something I really liked in this movie. Actually, is you could see it like in the different resolutions.
Yeah,
And
like it.
when it was in that like box like one, it went with the 2 very very big black bars at like the side of them.
Yeah,
It looked
Yeah.
it looked great when they were like doing what's it called, like I don't know, when Zero was like riding the bike and like the camera was like straight up in front
Yeah.
of Zero. That was a great shot.
Oh yeah.
The sets are also beautifully designed. The colours.
Oh, definitely.
I think the best thing is that when that camera moves with the action.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
camera, like the action sets up different scenes. The different scenes, like when they're like walking down a corridor, and then it pans to the door, and that becomes the different scene, like the different acts.
Yeah.
It's much more interesting than just having a cut or something like that. Also, like I think someone said it nicely that every scene can be said like it's like a child's book, like a children's book with its colours, how everything is nicely laid out.
Yeah.
And even
symmetry.
the table of that hitman or the bodyguard having his gun or the cards, just telling more, giving us more story, giving us more information on what's going on. And it is a funny film. It is, with
definitely.
its action and how people go from like being so polite to then going full on vulgar, like don't touch this bloody kid, or you like something like that, or like everything, like when he comes in to see what he's gonna get after his when the lady died, and then that actor stands up and like, that fucking faggot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It just comes out funny from being so vulgar.
Oh no, that scene I liked because he was like, if you laid a hand on her, I'll fucking slice your neck, right? And he was like, wait, I thought you just called me a, you know, what he said. And then he was like, oh no, you're bisexual.
And
I go to bed with all my friends.
yeah, and it's like I like how some like characters speak French, some are German, and then you have that like it's always funny because most of the town, like Łódź, is a Polish town.
Yeah.
Like most of these, like it's a mythical place, but they all have like this German, French, and Polish thing going around.
Yeah.
And yeah, the shootout scene is still one of my favorites. It's like a guy shooting, and he's like. And what on his side, he's like, put your gun down, and then everybody just starts shooting at each other.
Yeah. Everyone comes out of their rooms to start shooting.
Just each other.
You're all under.
He's like, yeah, you're all under arrest.
Continue shooting anyone.
So, have you got anything else to say, Eric?
I think this film really
Other than-
sets. It's just a nicely well done film.
What would you
Is
rate it as well?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's like
Nice.
it's nothing. Like I wish there was a bit more. I think it erupted to the end like really quickly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well.
But I think the ending still fits. I think Wes Anderson in his earlier films had problems with declaring emotion. He would have went to like the most like cutting, like showing, went back to like cinema basics, like over the shoulder shots, and like
Moonrise
in
Kingdom did that.
yeah. But here he invades more emotion much better with like the use of lighting, and pacing much more better.
Nice. All right, if I can just take the floor here for my little bit. I don't have too many notes.
Compared to Marmaduke.
Yeah, compared to Marmaduke, I think it's fucking garbage. I can't even joke about that.
Enough said.
So I think my favorite characters that I have down are obviously Gustav, him and Zero. I loved Zero in this movie because their chemistry was one of my favorite parts of this movie. They were always just bouncing off each other, and it just worked so fucking well.
Yeah.
I liked Taika Waititi as the Kovacs, is that the character's name?
Taika Waititi played in this film?
Yeah. Am I right on that? I'm pretty sure he did.
Wait, you mean the lawyer?
Yeah.
No, that was...
Isn't that Jeff
That
Goldblum?
was George Clooney.
Bro, what's happening here?
Kovacs, Jeff Goldblum's the lawyer that gets
No, Jeff
mugged off
Goldblum.
by
That's who I meant. I
Joplin.
don't know why I said fucking Taika Waititi.
Jeff
That's-
Goldman. Sorry.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Jesus Christ. Apologies for that. Yeah,
What the
I really
fuck?
liked his character but a standout as well was William Dafoe. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He played his ass off. He was like perfectly menacing.
Oh, when they start punching each other, it's like one goes down, and then he's like the last one, and it's like a circle around him, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like a drunken silent revenge, like it was like it was like that's one of my favorite, like just that favorite scene. It's just for like it's like
Honestly.
The gasp each time as well.
Honestly, with William Dafoe, I liked how much of a threat he was. Like you could see him catching up to Zero and Gustav, especially in the part 4 of the movie. Because I've got like little notes breaking them down into little parts that they showed, like when they were like transitioning to the next kind of segment. Yeah, William Dafoe was great. I really didn't expect when he killed Jeff Goldblum's character with the fucking fingers. That that was so well done. Holy shit!
like, especially when who's Zero's like girlfriend again? It was like
Agatha.
Yeah. And we hear like footsteps above, and we know she died from.
Yeah.
So we're like, when I first watched it like a year ago, I was like, oh my word! Don't tell me she dies from him. Don't tell me he killed her. I would've, but. And then there's like hear the footsteps and like, oh, you don't know what's actually happening.
Yeah. But where was I going with this? Yeah, I really like William Dafoe's character. He just kept creeping up. I will get to part 4 because I think that was one of my favorite parts. So part 1 is obviously the start of Zero and Gustav's kind of chemistry. You kind of see the rags to riches kind of thing. Just like the baseline thing with Zero, like him starting off. I really like that. I thought that would be one of my favorite parts of the movie, but honestly, it just kept getting better and better and better with every little part coming next. Like then part 2, it just had more of the chemistry, but this time they were stealing the boy with the apple, and that was so well done. I really fucking liked that whole part. And then again, that got better because in movies, I'm a really big fan of prison escapes. So when part 3 came around, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking fantastic. This is so...
but when they got Mr. Wolf from Pulp Fiction, in that...
Oh, yeah.
And then Mr. Gustav is like, who drew this? And he's like, oh, me. You have a really beautiful line. You should consider doing art. Oh.
Harvey Keitel? Keith Keitel?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. No, it's not. Same me.
Mr. Wolf.
But anyway, I have a...
Harvey Keitel, yeah.
Okay, so I have a little note down here. This was especially prevalent in the prison skip. But the score in this movie is so fucking good. It is so fucking good. The prison escape scene was probably my favourite part for the score. But, like, it just... Every single part of the score fucking worked. And it was amazing. I also put, obviously, that we discussed before, the camera work. That's fantastic. The different shots. I think there's one of Agatha on the, like, little merry-go-round. That looks fantastic, that shot.
And then Zero is also in that.
Yeah.
With all the colour in the background behind her, the soft pinks, yellows.
That's a fantastic shot. I love that shot. And then you get to part 4, which is the chase scene between Gustav Zero and William Dafoe's character.
Joplin, I think he's...
That's it. I didn't catch his name when I was watching the movie. But that scene was fantastic. I think if the prison escape scene wasn't there, that would be my favourite scene. But Jesus fucking Christ. The chase scene was amazing. And just the twist as well of the second will. And the second copy of the second will. Yeah, the second copy of the second will. And that just like clicking in your head like, oh shit.
Oh, and also that even further twist at the end, when Mr. Gustav dies. And then 2 months later, Agatha died. After 2 years later, Agatha dies because they had a child.
Yeah, her and their child died.
Wait, you're talking about Zero dying? Because I know Zero dies at the end.
No, Zero doesn't die.
Zero doesn't die?
No, He's that old man. He's that really bushy
Oh,
old man.
wait, really?
Yeah, that's him.
Well, he probably would have died at that point, but you see the author's grave at the beginning, the one who wrote the book,
Oh, I see. Okay. So Zero.
who talks to Zero, who
So Zero is Zero the bearded man at the end?
Yeah,
Oh,
at the beginning and at the end.
I honestly thought that was Gustav because, yeah.
No, Gustav is the one who gets shot.
I
and
see. Okay.
Zero
right.
and Agatha die.
when everyone turns to black and white.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Because, I did write down that because I thought Zero died. I thought that was really fucking unfulfilling. But the fact that I've now realised he's alive has just kind of made this movie a little better. Because Part 5 was great. The shootout was great. The intensity was up. But I think, as you said, Arek, the pacing, like, really, really sped up in this, like, last part.
Yeah.
It was, like, really... It was going fucking hyper fast. Like, so much shit was happening. It wasn't distracting from the whole movie, but that's, like, the one nitpick I have.
This may sound weird, but I think it was like trying to deploy the adrenaline everyone had. Like, it was that happening. And we have to remember that the segment of this film was like 2 months.
Yeah, but whilst the pacing was really fast, and I guess especially for that shootout scene, it was really amplified. You know, it was... The whole movie wasn't as fast as that, so it was kind of like a jump, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the ending was depressing, but overall it was great. I really enjoyed this movie. At the first, like, I think 15 minutes, basically, before we really got into Zero and Gustav, I wasn't really on board. But as soon as, like, they started going back and forth, I was on the fucking train, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I was on that.
Oh, yeah, and also when Jeff Goldman's character, like, they're talking about the wills, and then William Dafoe's character throws his cat out of the window.
Oh, yeah.
That's, like, one of my favourite scenes as well. It's like, did you throw my cat? And all the Freeze is like, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Cat.
What cat? And he just, next frame is like, he looks down from the window and just see his cat, like a fake cat, just splattered, and the person just looking up, like, ooh.
And then when he gets his coat for the contents, it's a bag with a cat inside.
Yeah.
It's written on the
Yeah,
cover.
deceased cat, and then he chucked it in the bin. Overall, I rated this on Letterboxd a 4.5 out of 5 or a 9 out of 10. It's a fantastic movie. Definitely, like, top 5 of 2014.
Right, Adam.
So, yeah.
Okay,
Take away the
right.
stage.
Time of my
You've
monologue.
got 14 minutes, Adam, to fill.
Well, yeah. Right. Well, yeah. As both of you have highlighted, it's quite tight how it's shot. I feel like everything from when you first see Emma Scarf readying the suite for the old lady, played by Tilda Swinton, everything from then and out is straight clockwork.
Oh, yeah.
With the camera work, with the set, things just happen one after another it's all very finely detailed. That's where I think more the comedy comes from, rather than it be a bit more random or casual, relaxed as compared to other things. But yes, it's definitely boxes and boxes with the story of a girl reading a book by the author's grave. All four authors then tell a story about his younger self. Here to listen to Zero talking a story about his youngest. This is definitely quite an Inception plots going on. As Aaron especially to the set design, but I think it was Adam Stockholm's, probably mispronouncing that, particularly really to breathe what was just, they used like an abandoned German shopping centre and just turn it to the Grand Budapest Hotel was fantastic, and then switching that between the 1930s version and the 60s version where it switches to the nice warm yellows and pinks to dull burgundy, browns, pale blues, is particularly nice.
Definitely.
And once again the trademark Anderson symmetry, and they're really trying to branch out try to convey emotions in his style rather than going back to shot over shot, which is always a bit of a weakened part of films in a way.
Yeah.
What else got? Especially the costume, the graphics are written down here quite well by Anna Atkins. Melina, I'm not going to try and pronounce the last
But yeah, no, the costumes were amazing.
Yeah, all very I've always found like maybe I'm reading into a bit too much, but always the costumes of the soldiers at the start are quite World War One-esque, especially how
Mm.
a member of the autocracy, the son of a doctor, is like in command, compared to when at the end of the film they have more World War Two-esque style shoot
Yeah, yeah.
uniform. I thought,
Yeah, like SS men from what?
yeah,
That's what I noticed as well.
and with this friendly aristocracy figure is now gone. It's now just Groot's. Especially the friendship of the heart, so it feels particularly well. Especially how, as you said, how they play off each other. Gustav talking quite highly, quite almost pompous in a way, to them be juxtaposed by Zero's casual remarks. Oh, of course, yes,
Yeah.
was really good. And especially how that could then mirror Dmitriev and his follower Jopling
Mm.
with William Dafoe's and
Definitely.
Brody's character. Also, I like definitely how Zero slowly comes more and more into frame on level with Gustav as the film goes on.
Yeah.
To then finally being sharing the frame from the prison scene forward, whereas before Zero's always in the background.
Exactly. Yeah. When
In
when Gustav is in the prison, and he has to basically take kind of that leading role, it just kind of foreshadows the end where he becomes the basically what Gustav was, right?
almost, yeah. Although you can see briefly how that's all already laid out in the first few minutes of the film. You see newspapers of rags to riches, boy inherits wealth,
Oh yeah.
and even see boy of Apple at the very start in the hotel,
Oh, very
hiding
true.
behind the dust.
Very true. And
I didn't notice that at first till it's brought up again later when they go to get their room keys.
yeah, I didn't know that actually. Wow. I think obviously the very start of the film where he's like, did you get your start being
A bellboy.
yeah, a bellboy, and then at the very end they kind of tie that up like really nicely.
Yeah. Especially how it definitely sets place into the whole theme of quite common with some of Wes Anderson's other films, the idea of just the nostalgia of older time, almost romanticising it in a way. Does kind of make you reminisce or long for a time that's definitely long since gone, both untouched Europe from any war, even highlighting the poorer working class like Zero can rise into great success and riches. But then in the background of that, you got the slow rise of fascism and how the autocracy didn't really care for it,
Yeah.
if not being part of it with a form of Dmitriev. I mean, they blow off the threat of war right at the beginning of the newspaper to focus on the deaths, the rich old lady.
Yeah, I remember that. They literally panned down. Like, you could
Yeah.
see it, and it panned down. And he was like, here, sir. You could see it.
Like, especially when he picks up those newspapers and reacts to it, you can see on the edge war.
Yeah.
And you been hearing about this war and all that, but like you had like hints of a war, so you're like, oh, maybe it's about this, but then you just see, and there's like, no, sir. It's like Wes Anderson's, like as I said, I think when Wes Anderson's comedy is based off giving you what you're not expecting. Like it changes, like, oh, it's not war, it's about his old lady friend dying, and that's what makes it fun. It's like everybody's acting all professional, being nice to each other, and then like even Mr. Gustav says that people who are rude are only being rude because they are not getting what they want.
Yeah, the fear of not getting what
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah.
So
Which reminds me of a stanza. No.
and there's like also the poetry throughout the film. There's like Agatha
yeah.
saying poetry. It's like Zero talking about poetry. It's about
Yeah, no. I know what you mean, because there's the poetry. There's a little sign of poetry. Obviously, they're reading romantic poems. Zero gives that to Agatha, which he got from Gustav, of course. And then obviously there's Gustav reading his poem in prison. There's Zero reciting a poem when he comes out of prison. There's just a lot of that in the movie.
I think it was Mark Commode, who's one of the reviewers of the BBC. They say how a blooper reel for Wes Anderson film would just be someone raising that eyebrow a bit too much in one shot. It's definitely a very different style, if you will.
Yeah.
Also, this might be reading into a bit too much, but it's funny how kind of the three people most under threat of Dmitriev or this rise in fascism is Gustav, someone who's quite, if you could definitely be read as someone bisexual, definitely is hinted at by Wes Anderson outside the film. Zero, an immigrant / refugee, and then Kovacs, who, if like Jeff Goldblum, is both ethnically Jewish.
Oh.
Three quite famous groups get at the short end of persecution, definitely by the extreme far right.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, definitely. That's a really good point to put out.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
Whereas Gustav is the kind of opposed fascism by appealing, or kind of he values the flaws in people.
Yeah.
Possibly why he goes after the old white insecure blonde woman of the hotel.
Which he later, it's said at the end that he becomes the old blonde-haired.
Ironic. And even rich.
Yeah, and even rich. So,
One of my points definitely. Then going back to the use of.
You can basically say that he just loves himself.
I guess. I did also want to do a further reader for this. West to say how it is. He does kind of develop genuine friendships with these people. It's not always ends to the means of sex. Like there is definitely some sort of bond, developable friendship.
yeah.
He has with these guests. He does enjoy himself doing, rather than being strictly super malicious.
Yeah,
He just happens to get quite a pretty penny for it.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I think one minor use about colours definitely, in his style, switch to black and white at the end.
Yeah,
Definitely sets
oh,
up
yeah,
the
definitely.
sinister.
yeah, and like in the French Dispatch trailer, there's more black and white. Like everyone's like, what? Like, I think it's either to separate each story into like different like palette colors, or to represent time.
Yeah,
It's very good.
Could
Really
be.
interesting how he divides that one up, especially that he does it in parts again. I'm guessing, judging by it's going to be 3 different stories plus the main,
oh yeah.
which is something he does divide into parts again on Isle of Dogs. So it seems to be a trend started here.
It was very, very interesting. How would you rate this movie, Adam?
Definitely, probably the same as you, either 4, 4.5, 9 out of 10.
Nice.
I think it. Although I really like, I could definitely see how some of his quirks cannot, maybe not always appeal to every cinema goer.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Especially how you either, due to all the framing and the clockwork nature of it, you're either going to get quite emotionally distant from the characters or not, and that's really up to how the viewer sees it.
Oh, definitely. I got
But I think it's just
very
really good regard.
yeah. I got sorry to cut you off, but I got very
It's alright.
like attached to Zero and Gustav. They were very like their chemistry in the movie. It was just like you loved seeing them on screen together because they kept going, and yeah,
We just kept playing off each other.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Like, I think that's brilliant acting and brilliant writing.
Oh, the writing was amazing in this movie, and I didn't realize it because I don't know the actor's name who plays Zero. I haven't.
Old or young?
Okay, yeah, that's right. I haven't seen him in much else, so I didn't know what kind of roles he pursued because I only saw him in the Dum Dum Spider-Man movies, yeah. So I didn't know he could like act like this. It was amazing to see.
I think this was his breakout hit, always starting.
Oh, okay, I see.
And it's also,
We check that.
who else was in it? She played in Little Woman.
Was that Agatha?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I know you talked about she did Ladybug.
It's either one. I wanna check, but I think that
Greta something.
yeah, it is Cyrus Ronan.
Oh, the Irish
Yeah.
lady. Okay, I thought you met someone.
She played in Ladybird and Little Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she also played really beautifully in that film.
Yeah.
And even though she had like a Italy birthmark on her.
Oh, yeah. I always saw her more as Mexico.
Yeah, I think they say it as in Mexico as in the movie.
Didn't
Don't they?
I always reminded me of
It's a Rorschach test of scars.
yeah. It changes how she feels. But we never see it. Yeah.
So guys, in comparison to Marmaduke,
It sucks.
I mean, yeah, nothing compared to the
I think
CGI.
I think what they should have done is spent 22 million on David Williams and just have him play every role.
no, they should have brought in George Lopez, right?
Oh, and
It's just-
Ice-T,
Yep.
Emma Watson,
It's-
everyone else. All these.
It's just funny to see how much more was done in this with half the budget.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Like some fun facts about how the set was done. Of course, the Grand Budapest is real. It was, as I said, filmed inside a renovated German shopping mall. The wedding platform when they get married was all real. The observatory is, of course, models along with the exterior of the Budapest Hotel. The town they filmed quite a lot of it around was Görlitz, along with the rest of the rest of Europe, which was the main inspiration for these for the visuals and aesthetic of the film.
I see.
Yeah. Also, I like
And the train.
how Eastern
Swag.
Eastern Europe or Middle of Europe has alligators in the motor under prison just for extra
Yeah.
security. No Polish person has ever survived an alligator. So 100% works.
Have there been many alligators in Poland?
Not that I know of. What I've ever seen
Florida
is
man challenges that.
Florida.
Also,
It's like Florida man jumps into a river. Yes, there are alligators, but Florida man does not care.
Florida man survives.
Florida man survives. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, back to
Also-
you, Adam.
Sorry, Adam.
yeah, so it was just how whether the camera was facing out of the train. That's just done with 3 people with only one real wall.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. They basically got the train track, made like the wall of the carriage looking out. They pushed it along on what's basically like a little minecart, and the person who would be in the frame just pokes his head out the route, went like where Gustav pokes his head out, goes like, "Why we're stopping the barley field?"
Yeah.
And then the rest, and then when the camera turns back into the main carriage, then that's all real.
That's amazing.
That's
Was
a
it-
really good cut then, isn't it?
Was it put on like a dolly?
Yes, that probably is the way.
Okay.
And then again at the final scene, and when the station pulls in with all the army ready to jump,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
someone just throws a snow bucket to simulate it stopping.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes to show because, whilst it's ironic, we started our podcast on such a movie like Marmaduke, but the fact that when half the budget, that a movie like this can have so much more charm, so much more,
And better
just
actors.
everything.
And better flipping actors.
Yeah, but no one's going to Marmaduke for the acting, are they?
I know, both films had Owen Wilson.
I mean, I think after the first episode, we could only go up, and like we've reached a very good.
We definitely
good
spiked.
peak. Now, have we got anything else to say on this topic before we
Or we just-
kind of go a little off the topic and just talk a little bit about the podcast in general?
No,
Everyone
Think
wrapped
look-
up what they want
I
to say?
think look at my notes. I think I've sputtered everything I had written.
Cool. Arek, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm
Okay.
literally out. I'm out.
Right, we have about, what, 20 minutes left of this episode, so I just wanted
we
to...
can go for another 10. But also, I'd like to thank you, our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Use raidshadowlegends.com/.
No, we're sponsored. No. We're sponsored by Bark Organics, guys.
Oh god.
Bark
Oh, now
Organics.
shipping dog foods from across the west coast.
Yeah, and Honey. Honey.com/3 decks on a bench for 20% discount on Honey.
We're not actually sponsored. Like, don't take the video down, please.
Other
this video is
coupon
sponsored by
companies
UMG.
are available.
Code Keem on G Fuel. Okay, but seriously, I was gonna say, how long do you guys think it's going to be before we get our first 10 out of 10 in this?
Next week.
Fuck's
Pretty
sake,
confident with
you
your
spoiled the surprise.
Sorry.
No.
You know we.
I mean, let's put a little precursor.
Big Mama's House is a 10 out of 10 movie. Shut up.
I won't lie. I think next week is probably going. I'll rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure in the back of my mind, I'm with you on next week's pick.
Yeah, no, Big Mama House.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I think we can really only go up from here, because we're probably going to, if the podcast does thrive for a while, we're going to have the share of amazing films, mediocre films, and obviously terrible films, right? But like, from Marmaduke, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Room's on Netflix.
But once we have to go down, we have to lower ourselves.
Oh, definitely. Like, I'm gonna pull some Despicable Me 3 shits out on you guys.
I like the Despicable Me series. I like it. I don't. Like
Okay, no, we're talking about this now, right? Why?
Well, the first
What about the Despicable Me? Yeah, I will agree with you on that. The first Despicable Me movie is good. The second one is okay. 3 is god awful, and Minions is utter dog shit.
The third one is mediocre. The second one is
It's
good.
worse than mediocre. Like,
You're
let's
mediocre.
put. No, okay, right. Let's pull in the fucking overused trope of secret twin brother, right? Not only that, but the villain is boring as fuck, and like, no one gives a shit. Like
What do you mean, Jack? You don't like the 80s influence?
That's very hip now.
What's
Calling back to the 80s.
You know, I love Michael Jackson. Alright,
And
what I'm saying is, we're gonna watch Scary Movie 1, 2, and 3 in one day. And if anyone...
No.
And if
Back
anyone
the fuck
kills
up. Back the fuck up. Why do
Which
you
one
like...
do they find Michael Jackson?
Why do you like Despicable Me movies?
Well, I just enjoy them, alright? It's just a good family, fun, friendly...
They're not. They're like fucking bottom of the barrel.
They're like 1 hour and 30 minutes each. If I have to watch it with my family, it's 1 hour and 30 minutes of just... Haha, minion.
Haha, banana. Haha, Fortagon. Shut the fuck up.
And then I leave.
You know, the Grand Budapest Hotel is also just an hour and a half
I know,
long.
Yeah, exactly. You can watch something fucking good.
Alright, anyway. But I have an idea for 2 films we're gonna watch. And I think I'm gonna change what we're doing next week.
What the fuck?
And
Okay.
I think
Okay.
Jack is gonna pick that one for his turn.
Okay, wait. Do you want to just announce it now once we're recording? Go ahead.
I'm choosing next week's film.
You have to lock in a pick. Okay, you have to. This pick has to be locked in, right?
Yeah.
So you can't change it once you've locked it in.
It's one of my favorite films.
Mhm.
It's called Mid-90s by Jonah Hill.
Mid-90s.
It's on Netflix. It's a great movie.
Okay.
It's aesthetically pleasing, and it's just a good gold-hearted story. It's nothing complicated. It's nothing like that. It's just a good story.
You sound like you're trying to sell me the movie, man. What's happening here?
Because I am trying to sell you the movie to watch it.
We're already gonna watch it anyway.
Exactly.
I'm forced to.
Anyway, I'd like to thank you, our sponsor Netflix, for sponsoring this video.
Other streaming sites are available.
Yeah. If you watch anything beyond, if you go on Disney Plus and Netflix finds you, you'll die.
If you buy Disney Plus, you are cringe.
Just
You
pirate
are
it.
supporting. You are supporting the
You're
disgusting Disney overlord.
You're supporting a dictatorship.
Same with Amazon.
Yeah. Have you
Pay
guys?
your taxes.
Have you guys seen because of the recent stuff that's happening?
Oh, don't timestamp this video. It's a bog.
Obviously all the different companies are like donating different amounts and putting things on their story, on their like Twitter and stuff even. But one that really stuck out to me was the Lego Corporation. They donated $4 million.
Yeah.
And they pulled all their police sets off shelves and off of advertising.
Was it off shelves or was it just advertising?
I thought it was both, but I might be wrong with that one. But either way, they are doing God's fucking work.
Yeah, they are.
Those are quite fun sets, though. Some of the police.
They're probably
Sure, it's
not-
the sign of the oppressor, but
I don't think they pull them off shelves, right? But I think they pull them off advertisements, which is it's fine.
Lego City has no more police force.
Lego City is an anarchist state.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
Like,
The thing is-
who's gonna stop the prisoners from escaping in the swamp area? Oh wait, the alligators.
Who's
That's one.
gonna stop the man
Mo-
falling into the river?
Hey! Build the Titanic, swim into the Atlantic Ocean, crash into an iceberg, make over 1,000 people die in a cold sea. Hey!
Right.
Don't send any help.
Let's just give like a couple movies that we want to explore. Not it doesn't have to be ones that you're like, oh, I'm gonna pick this movie, but like ones you want to make other people watch in this podcast. You want to go first, Adam?
Okay. Bill on the spot. First ones that come to mind. I'm gonna get you to watch Akira.
That is on
What you-
that is on my list. I want to watch that. Yeah.
I guess.
I mean myself.
Birdman would be interesting.
Was that
Yeah,
on,
you'll
is that
take
on
one.
Netflix?
I think it should still be.
Yeah. Okay.
I know one of the weird films. I know David Lynch's filmography. Let's
Oh yeah, definitely.
see how odd we can get.
A couple ones that I wanted you guys to watch were definitely Parasite. That's a more recent one, but Parasite is my favorite movie of last year. I want to try and get you guys to also watch Uncut Gems because I've hyped that up a little bit, but like I think that might be a little later down the line since I've already watched it like twice. So I'll put that on the back burner for now. But I want to watch The Lighthouse as well. I've heard amazing things about that. And, yeah, I think Adam, you'd really like that. I do want to
Also
rewatch.
with William Dafoe.
Oh, definitely. Something I've realised going back is William Dafoe is really fucking like underrated. Like he doesn't not get the amount of respect he deserves for his roles.
I would agree, but I need to check how much he actually. I know he's been in a lot,
Yeah.
but how much have I seen outside of Spider-Man and Aquaman?
Aquaman doesn't count, okay?
But he was William Dafoe.
The acting in that film is beyond human consumption.
Oh yeah,
The fucking child acting in that movie,
Oh.
don't get me started.
But the
Jack,
soundtrack.
Jack, you mean that famous
Pitbull.
that famous movie Parasite where Dr. Disrespect gave it a 6.3 out of 10.
And Trump was like,
Decent acting, good cinematography.
Gone with the wind, Lamau.
you know what? We're not political podcast, so the next film I'm gonna put, I want to rewatch Fight Club as well.
Yeah.
That's I think that's still on Amazon Prime. That's still one I want to rewatch. Marriage Story. That's a bit of a longer one, but I've heard it's like really fucking depressing.
Oh, let's go Godfather then. Long.
Oh yeah.
Godfather 1 and 2, but 3 sucks.
I mean, we could try do like retrospectives and stuff. Like I don't know, go through like a whole trilogy of movies. Oh, those.
MCU.
Oh god, those episodes would take a little longer to come out, but you know, still. What about you, Arek? What films do you want to get us to watch eventually?
Mid-90s, which we're doing,
Or rewatch.
and Cold War.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that one.
Cold War
Okay,
is
fine.
like literally one of my favorite love stories ever.
Okay.
And
It's a better love story than Attack of the Clones.
yeah, it's
Oh,
so
God.
much better. It is. It is a masterpiece of a film as well. And it's on Amazon Prime, and
Okay.
it's a Polish film, but there's English subtitles, but it's really good.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Which I might
So-
be changing. So mid-90s, not next week. We're watching Cold War.
You just locked it in, bro.
No,
You know,
I'm
okay,
locking
don't listen to this man. He's really picking Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
No, I'm picking Cold War by Pavel.
This
This-
this might change, by the way, guys. So just if
No.
you're expecting Cold War next week and you get fucking Roderick Roars, then
What, Diary of the Wimpy Kid trilogy?
yeah. Apparently, my brother keeps trying to convince me that those are good movies, and I'm just like, why?
They're alright. They're alright. There's nothing.
I
special.
don't-
Those two, okay.
I mean, I just think they're like stupid kids movies, but then again, I haven't really watched them in a while.
You're a stupid kid movie.
Okay, yeah, coming from the Mr. fucking Despicable Me is a good franchise.
I'm not saying it's a good franchise. I just
Yeah, you
enjoy it.
did!
Oh, okay.
You said it was passable, which is, it's disgusting, really.
Alright.
Everyone in the comments, write banana if you agree with Arek's opinion.
Jack, no one is watching this podcast.
And also, make sure to check him out on Twitter and tweet at him banana at nude celebs for free.
I may have
Then all the love is-
to delete that Twitter for like if I have to get like work and they need my Twitter. So I may be deleting that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Then
it's on
just
the
don't
podcast.
tell them that's your Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the podcast now, so I think your career's over.
Yeah.
Once it's on the internet.
I'm not
Therefore.
working for Blizzard anymore.
So, what do you
CD
guys,
Projekt.
what do you guys think of 2020 as a general, like for movies, right? Because obviously quarantine has been ongoing for a long time, and a lot of movies, especially like Netflix originals, are getting released, but like the big blockbuster ones are either going to be put on hold or until next year, or just way later in the year if the COVID period starts to fade. What do you guys think? Because I know they were thinking about reopening cinemas, but you'd like obviously have to like wear masks and shit. What do you
Yeah.
guys think about that?
I think film I'm gonna watch is either James Bond or The French Dispatch or the Black Widow
Yeah.
movie.
See, the thing is, maybe it's only because I've seen Skyfall, but I've never really cared for James Bond.
Like
Skyfall was a good movie, don't get me wrong, but I've always just kind of think that, I don't know, I've just never fucking gave a shit about James Bond.
Is this extend to spies in general, or
No,
Bond particularly?
no, I don't like despise this series. I just don't really like care for it. Like, is it a consistent series with all of its installments?
There's a tipping point.
Yeah. So there was a struggle in the answer.
Yeah, that's just one where there's this one weird cartoon sound effect when he does a jump over, but it's on.
Hey, GoldenEye 64 was kind of fucking good though.
Austin Powers is always consistent.
Oh, I think I remember watching one of those. I don't fucking remember on my life. But yeah, my opinion is hold off cinemas from opening, let the Oscars go on, and let Sonic win Best Picture!
But New Mutants was finally going to come out definitely this year.
That was funny. But yeah, like, I've only seen 2 films this year, and it's been Birds of Prey, which was like kind of mid. It was I guess it was mid to passable, and Sonic, which is just kind of, it's like, average kids movie, which is, it's alright when it's on, but it's probably gonna age fucking poorly.
Like Marmaduke.
Okay, yeah, but Sonic has a recognizable name. Like, Marmaduke hasn't got, like, 40 fucking games behind it. It has the fucking Garfield comic.
What do you
that's
mean?
it.
You never played the Marmaduke Nintendo game?
That's not a thing. Stop talking. I'll give me your ass.
We've also got Dune and Edgar Wright's next film, Last Night in Soho.
Oh, definitely. Dune. That's definite. That's probably my number one to see. And I think I've said this for quite a while, but I'm still gonna see the MCU movies, but honestly, unless they start being very different, then I'm not really gonna care for them.
I may
Because
watch.
I think
I may watch Falcon and Falcon.
why?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier just because I'm interested.
I mean, that could be interesting, but just from the MCU, like, Bucky is like alright, and Falcon is like the most useless character in the whole fucking franchise. So I want it to be good. I'm
definitely looking forward to more of their other shows coming out.
Yeah,
Vision and Scarlet Witch and Loki.
Moon
I'll give it a
Knight.
try.
Obviously, it's a little later down the line, but Moon Knight is definitely on there for me.
Yeah. And Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How about we introduce? I'm sure introducing Silk will fix a lot of the problems in the MCU.
So, how long have we been recording for? Yeah, about 15 minutes. So I think it's a pretty good time
Have we
to wrap
have we
up
made the
here.
watch time? mid-row ads.
Guys, we can put about 5 mid-roll ads.
No.
We're good.
1 minute.
We've been eating well
One a
tonight.
minute. One ad a minute.
Okay.
Everyone has ad block anyway, except on the phone.
Okay.
To end off from a poach. No.
So we
I know.
start with Grand Budapest Hotel, and we wrap it up with Marmaduke.
Marmaduke is
It
gonna.
all comes back to Marmaduke.
He's a big dog.
Marmaduke.
Has anybody got any final remarks they want to
Yeah,
say before
I
we
do.
wrap up? Yeah.
Marmaduke influenced the whole movie genre.
Thanks for watching
Cheers.
episode 2 of 3 Dicks on a Bench podcast. We should be in a nice weekly routine where one will come out every week, hopefully, if I can get my editing on point. So yeah,
And we have time.
Try to hire someone.
if you've enjoyed, like, subscribe, bell notifications on. Do it now! Now! We need AdSense!
I need
Share
money.
on your Twitters, Instagrams.
We need
And yeah,
money.
thank you
Post
for
a
watching.
3 dick square. I get a little hush.
Thank you for watching, everyone. And we will see you in the next episode.
See you next
Goodbye.
time.